Hello, this is Jordan White, and this right here, that is the Mana 2. It's my brand new computer, which will be replacing this one right here. The just rackety system, but it's been running for 6 years and 5 months, or 6.5 years. This thing is like 6.5 years old. So I feel like it would be time for an upgrade. Before I press this start button on this thing right here, I'm going to tell you how I managed to get from the point where I got that other computer right behind over there to getting this one right here. Ready? Here's my story. In the early summer days of 2015, I succeeded in a challenge Dad set out for me. During the first semester of my senior year in college, gained an average grade in each class of B or higher. The result was that I made $3,500 and I used it to hire one of Dad's employees to build a custom computer for me, but I did not open or start using it until after I finished my summer semester. It was cutting edge at the time, 32 gigabytes of RAM, 12 gigabyte NVIDIA graphics card, 5 gigabyte SATA SSD, 750 watt power supply, and 4 terabytes of additional storage. It could run anything I wanted it to run. Yet, as we all know, computers in the past 6.5 years got exponentially better and faster, to the point where phones could do the work of a computer from the 1990s or 2000s, if not more. Considering this fact, I felt like I could upgrade, but the time wasn't right. I graduated from college with a bachelor's degree in computer science in December 2015 and started my official career in March 2016. In the switch between jobs, plus 2.5 years at a big corporation, I've learned more about software engineering by trying and failing than I ever did doing basic exercises back in college. During this time, I was paying attention to tech news, and I was seeing AMD come to the table with their Ryzen processors, and NVIDIA suddenly cranking out more powerful graphics cards with each generation, plus more cores and 4K and 8K becoming standard really fast. I even bought a 4K TV and have used it for 4 years. Yet it felt like something was squeezing me out of the job I was in, like God was calling me elsewhere. So I left and took a job at a startup company. Since I had more freedom at a startup and lessons learned from the previous jobs, I not only felt more at home, but also had more time to learn and experiment with computer software in my off time. I learned about Docker, APIs, file encryption, how computer parts worked, what power draw they have, efficiency, basically anything that says more cores or VRAM does not always equal better. Even so, during the pandemic, I had plenty of money, saved more money, had a job, had a family that was there for me, gained new family members when my brother and sister got married, and the cherry topper, mom and dad retiring and having more time on their hands. The worst thing that happened in my life during the pandemic was the reason my computer gets its name, the Mana 2. My grandmother passed away from Parkinson's. I often called her Mana when she was around, and she always tended to be a blessing for our family, even during dark times. Given that characteristic, I felt it would be fitting to name my computer the Mana 2 in honor of my grandmother, and also in honor of the Apple II, one of the first huge successes in personal computing back in the late 1970s. Even so, I still wanted a big computer upgrade, so I thought I could pounce when the RTX 30 series came out from NVIDIA. Nope, the graphics cards sold out so fast. I thought I could pounce when the Ryzen 5000 series processors came out from NVIDIA. Nope, the processors sold out so fast as well. Then the prices on computer hardware started getting higher, largely due to global supply chain issues caused by the pandemic. Again, it wasn't the time to make a move, so I figured if Intel is going to have a much faster processor compared to the AMD with their 12th gen Alder Lake processors with 16 cores and 24 threads, maybe I should wait until those came out. Sure enough, the processors did come out, right after the Braves won the World Series for the first time since 1995. I picked out the parts, and Micro Center, the people that were building my computer, made suggestions and improvements on parts that I should pick out. All this time I was doing research on tech news sites like WCZF Tech, Tom's Hardware, Hot Hardware, and video cards. Despite those places being focused more on gaming, most of the time I wanted to use my computer for AI, computer experimentation and invention, video editing and content creation, and occasionally some games. Finally, the day before Thanksgiving in the United States, nearly 6.5 years after I got my last computer, I brought the Mana 2 home from Micro Center and put it at my home office space. So now that I've told you my story about how I got this computer, we'll go ahead and start the countdown. Mission control, this is launch system control. I'm ready for push the ignition button and ready for takeoff.
Houston, you're loud and clear, homie. Roger, you the same, out. 10, 9, ignition sequence start.
We have liftoff, boys. We have liftoff. Okay, so in between starting my computer and now, the Christmas season has arrived. Not only do I have my Santa hat and the tree, presents for my family, and my Coke Santa shirt. Oddly enough, I have my Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Plus my computer is, plus Mana is lit up, just in time for Christmas. The red and green, as you can see. Let me just dive into the specs right there now. Windows 11 Pro 64-bit operating system. Intel 12900K Alder Lake processor, 16 cores, 24 threads. 8 performance cores, 8 efficiency cores. RAM, 64 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. Motherboard, Gigabyte Technology Co. Ltd. Z690 Aorus Elite AX DDR4 motherboard with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth baked into it. Graphics, an Intel UHD Graphics 770 integrated graphics with the Intel processor, and a 24 gigabyte VRAM NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3090 Ampere-based graphics card. SLR disabled. Storage is 2 terabytes Samsung SSD 980 Pro PCIe Express 4.0 based NVMe SSD flash drive. I'm gonna lay out to you as I finish this video. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. See you soon.